Mint hopes high as India and UK restart FTA talks. Thin volumes spell big fall for markets as FIIs keep selling, where British and Indian businesses connect with the UK's world-leading financial hub, strong trade networks, a high-skilled workforce in strategic location. UK is the ideal place for Indian businesses to connect and grow. Will Apple's UK move spell doom for privacy? Apple's advanced data protection will no longer be available to its UK users. The feature encrypted backed up data on iPhones to its cloud platform, protecting older messages. UK government imposing a technical capability notice under the Investigatory Powers Act, citing national security laws allows coercive order against company to reveal requisite data. Not not all data. Live messages on Apple's iMessage platform are still encrypted. Crypto heist in what is being described as largest ever theft of cryptocurrency. Ethereum worth 1.5 billion was stolen by hackers from Dubai-based exchange Bybit last week. This exceeds the previous reported record of $620 million of Ethereum from Ronin Network in 2022. Industry must lead the way in recycling and reusing water, bringing the best technology and capabilities. This will be crucial for ensuring India becomes water secure. Global wrap, Trump, Buffett, and interest rates. In 24, several central banks, including US Federal Reserve, started the rate cutting cycle as inflation eased. Trump has taken the world by storm with swift action in the first 30 days of his second term, from ending birthright citizenship, slashing federal jobs, and more. He has been relentless. Trump's policies are mainly targeted. In 24, deficit in goods trade surged to $1,200 billion or $1.2 trillion. Revival quest Germany's election on Sunday saw a decisive shift in political landscape. Warren Buffett's annual letter to Berkshire Hathaway shareholders has shown an inclination towards stocks despite the company reportedly selling more shares in the recent times. Internet shutdowns 24 saw more internet shutdowns than the earlier worldwide. Hopes high as India UK restart FTA talks. Talks will cover free trade agreement, bilateral investment treaty, as well as a deal on social security and will conclude simultaneously. Thin volumes spell big fall for market as FIIs keep selling. Felix Pharma eyes $250 million stake of pet drug unit. India plans state-backed fleet to boost local shipbuilding. And Supreme Court set to rule on whether courts can modify arbitration awards. Adani Group plans to invest another $1.1 trillion in India. Government's monetization plan may target power and mining. Finance Minister unveiled Asset Monetization Plan 2.0, targeting $10 trillion by monetizing government assets. Asset Monetization Plan 2.0 25 to 30 will likely focus on power transmission, mining, petroleum, high value assets like transmission lines open for private participation. Factory slowdown fueled February rate cuts, says RBI's Kumar. Polaris I, India's smart gas metering market. Businesses brace for Supreme Court's arbitration call. Supreme Court ruling expected in the coming weeks could reshape India's arbitration landscape, determining where courts can modify arbitral awards instead of merely upholding and setting them aside. India plans state-backed fleet to boost local shipbuilding. India is working on an ambitious plan to provide assured demand for ships built in the country from various state-owned entities and departments as it looks to incentivize investments in creating large shipbuilding facilities. India's annual palm oil imports to fall behind soft oils. India's crude oil imports in January to rise highest in 8 months. 28.20 million metric tons in January. 20 million metric tons in January, the highest. 20 million metric tons. Supreme Court junks plea to regulate internet prices. EU to exempt most firms from carbon border levy. 100% electrification for railways by 2026. Aim for $100 billion in electronics exports in 7 years. Goel threefold increase to exports $100 billion in the next 7 years. Fed Bank eyes favorite tag. India UK resume FTA talks after year-long pause. Alibaba pledges $53 billion AI infrastructure spending in 3 years. Smartwatch supplies declined. A Squid Game may be about to unfold to SMID investors. If mid and small cap slide continues as expected, investors may get trapped in illiquid stocks. Mankind Pharma and weight loss anti-obesity drugs race. RBI revises cooperative bank norms. Move comes after central bank superseded the board of New India Cooperative Bank and imposed restrictions on it. If Elon Musk is to be believed, we are on an event horizon of singularity. Event horizon is a boundary that marks the outer edge of the black holes, the point from where nothing can escape. High Court says it is dissatisfied with Skoda's plea in 1.4 billion tax row. Trump wants to end the war fast. Russia has its own timetable. Kremlin sees advantage in drawn-out Ukraine talks, using battlefield to shape negotiations. Conservative Friedrich Merz win German election. US economy depends more than ever on rich people. Microsoft cancel leases for AI data centers. Analyst says worry of Trump's tariffs. Apple to add US jobs. BP to ditch renewable goals in the new strategy. Amgen New India site to get $200 million. NASA will soon launch a new telescope. The Sphere X telescope is relatively small but provides humongous amount of knowledge in a short 2-year mission. Gold imports are set to tumble 85% in February from year-ago levels to their lowest in 20 years. Jewar, the making of new property market. Updated ITRs cost compliance a smart move post-budget 2025. ITR filing window is not extended to 4 years, but taxpayers must tread carefully as penalties escalate steeply. BIT shouldn't bite. Let's rethink our bilateral investment treaties. Such a revamp of India's model BIT should focus on regulatory certainty and dispute prevention. India's budget 25-26 lays down two-pronged approach to enhancing foreign investment, revamping model BIT to and encourage sustained foreign investment and undertaking necessary regulatory reforms to ensure Leicester's regulatory framework. The model BIT referred to one released by government in 2016 to overall India's approach to BITs. While India has signed over 80 BITs between 94 and 2011, it terminated 68 of them in 2017. Other countries did likewise as the 1990s model followed globally was widely seen as outdated. India reworked model BIT, however, did not find many takers. A BIT is an agreement between two countries for the promotion of mutual investment that assures from arbitrary government action, compensation in case of expropriation or damage, guarantees of smooth fund transfers and dispute settlement mechanisms. This ability of foreign investors to initiate dispute called Investor State Dispute Settlement ISDS Investor State Dispute Settlement has been one of the most controversial aspects of the BIT. Its chief architect was the US, but the US itself, under both Trump and Biden, has disavowed it. This mechanism provides foreign companies a higher level of protection and excludes SWIFT access to special supranational tribunals for arbitration. In the absence of multilateral checks and balances, ISDS has led to fragmented jurisprudence and extensive trials. The sectors most prone to ISDS litigation worldwide, such as energy, defense, mining, telecom, are precisely the ones where India is seeking to greater private investment. These are the sectors where laws are constantly evolving, keeping pace with emerging technologies. India has a spate of investor disputes, retrospective taxes levied on Vodafone and Kane Energy. Investments were challenged, for example, both cases were settled after prolonged litigation. As a reaction to India's model BIT of 2015, excluded tax-related disputes and expanded the mandate for investors to exhaust all domestically available remedies for 5 years before initiating ISDS arbitration abroad. These aspects, among others, have not been accepted in any new BIT. India has wasted much energy on their defense, but the bigger question is whether ISDS is necessary for a BIT. A study by World Bank concluded that ISDS results in superior rights for foreign investors than what domestic investors have. More importantly, it exposes the state to potentially large liabilities and also poses hurdles for policy reforms. Stronger commitments in BIT can exist without the ISDS mechanism. Brazil India Investment Cooperation and Facilitation Treaty, for instance, provides a three-step alternative to ISDS. National level ombudsman matters that get escalated can refer to joint committee and arbitration for disputes that still persist. Dispute preemption can be achieved by having ombudsman and equally important is dispute proofing of sensitive sectors to institutionalize risk assessment of legislative and executive proposals. This would be invaluable to India's growth story, especially if coupled with other proposals. A Bharat Trade Net unified platform for trade documentation and finance solutions. Influencers mustn't get to flex artificial muscles amid selective outage on beer bicep fiasco. Let's not forget the role of other interested parties in fostering wide disregard of truth and clarity. Much gold buying reflects a move away from the dollar. Do not let techno optimism over AI crowd out concerns of equity. Doge won't help the US dodge a national debt problem. Its government efficiency department can snip spending but can't really ease America's indebtedness. Federal budget will be around $7 trillion. That makes it roughly 12 times the size of Indian government annual budget and 75% more than the Chinese one. Top spending categories are Social Security, Medicare, defense, interest payments, and health. To keep your kids calm, delay the smartphone. A summer body shouldn't be your only fitness goal. So that's all. See you in the next one.